frequently? Whenever I can, yeah.
The economy is good there, right?
Yeah, I mean, in Germany, yes. In Poland,
No, I meant in Poland.
it's going up. You
We've
just
got-
hope that the
I
Euro
guess
Cup.
we'll start with a
Brings
shot
it
with
up.
them
They actually
together,
build it right
maybe
on the
shoot
cousins,
this way,
yeah.
so we don't get the lights, obviously.
So,
And we'll get a couple lines that way,
Still
and then
a
we'll
lot.
start breaking it apart.
Am I okay?
Yeah,
So
change
you-
it
Just
to
a
mine.
time and
Cool.
all of that. Not referred to as sherry in the script, Eric. Is that going to work?
Sure, it's sherry flavored IPA.
All right.
There's
No such thing.
Yeah, just to start.
There is in person.
The first two lines we'll get
Maybe it
then.
should be a little closer together. Like, would you sit up a little more, maybe?
Wait,
Okay,
am I not
just
in the
scoop your
shot?
chair up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're in the shot. Yeah.
Let's not have
How about all that
combos
junk
either.
food?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Might want to move the
well,
snacks.
that's how I keep my office.
Yeah.
That's right.
Product placement we're not getting paid for.
And I could get sued for.
Okay. So,
But you can plug that beer bottle all you want.
Thank you.
Because that's mine.
thank you very much. All right. So,
Maybe it'd be cool if Lloyd sat more, just a little bit closer, maybe a little more at an angle.
an angle.
Like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's much better.
All right. Cool. All right. So on action, we're gonna hit Heinrich's first line. I offer you some sherry, Mr. Van Cleef, but don't strike me as a sherry sipping sort. You're very perceptive, Mr. von Ruffhausen. And I thought you'd appreciate that.
That's it?
Oh, she's gonna kill me for that.
What's that?
That's it?
Yeah, we're gonna cut there.
She's psychotic. She has Asperger's.
Who?
Oh, this crazy excellent.
I would offer you some sherry, but we do have some Satan's Dick brewed and bottled locally.
That's right.
Right here in Personburg, PA.
Well, this takes place in Barren Pines, though.
Alright, cool. Yeah, that's good.
We're local. We're right next door to
Von Ruffhausen.
Barren Pines is right next
Ruff or
to
Ruffhausen?
Rough.
Ruffhausen.
It's next town over from Peopleville.
A
Ruffhauser.
rough housing individual.
Roughhousing.
Into fisticuffs and the sort. Okay, so we're just gonna get the first two lines like this.
Okay.
What do you got in the frame? Can you see a?
Top of Matthias's head,
Can you see,
Lloyd's shoulder.
all right. Can you see that shadow?
Yeah, you can. Pretty good. Yeah, you're good there.
Good there?
Okay, we're good.
Alright, so let's get the first two lines in 3, 2, action.
I would offer you some sherry, Mr. Van Cleef, but you do not strike me as a sherry sipping kind.
No, I do not sip. I suck.
God. Okay. Okay. Alright, so in the interest of time, we'll go we'll just shoot one more take and
Well, don't worry.
end it with
we have to take a later train. It's not the end of the-
Yeah,
as long
I
as there
think
is one at 8
I think you're
o'clock.
gonna have to take one.
yeah, we're
looks
about
like
at
we're-
6:30
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So as long as there is a later train,
Yeah.
although the Hyatt is nearby, you can put us up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Honeymoon suite.
I remember seeing there's one at 8. I think maybe somebody should call Amtrak and make sure it's not all booked.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
So one more time?
I'm sorry?
One more time? Or?
Yeah, let's do it again and end the line this time with
Can you call Amtrak and see if they're booked it for 8 o'clock?
Okay, you already own you already have your ticket for the 7:19?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd say we just get on. For see if they we'll have a flash riot.
I mean, I remember seeing ones for 8, but yeah.
This is going
Wanna
to
call them?
this is going to New York, right?
Yeah.
Should be. There
Alright,
should
let's
be.
get another take
Okay,
in.
here we go.
And
Sorry.
just finish your line.
Mike's gotta go up a little high.
Just
Okay,
finish
good.
the line with you're very perceptive because
Just
that launched. That's his cue.
Yeah. Okay.
That launched in his next.
Sorry.
Speak. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna get one more time. And Matthias, how do you feel about this next bit? This little lengthy thing. Do you think we can get through that without?
Let's just try.
All right, cool. All right, so let's do that. We'll get that whole thing up into something a bit harder, and just volume, Matthias, just
Okay.
more volume.
Okay.
All right, in 3, 2, action.
I would offer you some sherry, Mr. Van Cleef, but you do not strike me as a sherry sipping sort.
You are very perceptive, Mr. von Ruffhausen. I don't sip. I suck.
Yes. Thank you. And you're right about that. I am very deceptive. And that is part of why I am so successful in my business. My detractors maybe say that I'm in a position that I am in simply because of who my father was and old money, but that is just simply a small part of the story, and I can go on and on. Anyway, would you care for some other type of libation, maybe something a bit harder?
Cut. Awesome. Okay. So we'll just do one more from the top. I'd offer you some sherry down to something a bit harder. Same thing.
Okay.
In 3, 2, action.
I would offer you some sherry, Mr. Van Cleef, but you do not strike me as a sherry sipping kind.
You are very perceptive, Mr. von Ruffhausen. I don't sip. I suck.
Thank you. Yes, I am very perceptive. And that is part of why I am so successful in my business. Sure, my detractors will say that I'm in a position that I am in simply because of who my father was and old money, but that is just simply a small part of the story, and I can go on and on. Anyway, would you care for some other type of libation? Anything a bit harder?
Did you say masturbation? No, not with men.
No?
No way.
And cut. Okay, cool. All right, so now
They won't
it's
know it. They're not going to use that. Libation. I hope they do use it.
Didn't take you long enough.
Pardon?
for the
Didn't
trailer.
take you long enough.
Yes, I'm an expert.
So the next bit we're going to do is Van
Very
Cleef
perceptive.
says, I'm here only to talk business, Mr. von Ruffhausen. And to which he replies, you know, I had a feeling I was going to like you. You come to a business meeting, you get right down to business. You'd be surprised how rare that is these days. And we'll stop there.
Okay.
So we're starting with, I'm here only to talk business, Mr. von Ruffhausen, in 3, 2, action.
In fact, I'm here only to talk business, Mr. von Ruffhausen.
You know, I have a feeling I'm gonna like you. You come to a business meeting, get straight down to business. You'd be surprised how rare that is these days.
And cut. Super. One more time. That same section in 3, 2, action.
Now look, I'm here to discuss business, Mr. von Ruffhausen. Just business.
You know, I had a feeling I'm gonna like you. You get to a business meeting and get straight down to business. You'd be surprised how rare that is these days.
Cut. Okay. Alright, now it's Lloyd. Yeah, well, I'm from another time. I don't like to pussyfoot around things. Heinrich, no you don't. You're a straight shooter. And that, of course, is why you're here. And speaking of pussy, I was robbed earlier today by 3 of the female persuasion. So let's just see that much.
Okay.
So, yes, well, I'm from another time. I don't like to pussyfoot around things. In 3, 2, action.
Well, I'm, how shall we say it, old school, you know, and I don't like to beat around the bush.
Pussyfoot. I understand. No, you don't. You're a straight shooter, and certainly that's why you're here. But speaking of pussy, I was robbed earlier today by 3 female persuasions.
Cut. Okay. Again, from the top of that, in 3, 2, action.
Well, you see, I'm what you would call the old school, and we don't like pussyfooting around.
No, you don't. You're a straight shooter, and that, of course, is why you're here. But speaking of pussy, I've been robbed earlier today by 3 of the female persuasion.
Cut. Okay. Followed by Lloyd. I am aware. Heinrich. I can't have people thinking they can just walk into any of my legitimate businesses and leave with my money. That looks bad for me. Bad for my business, both legitimate and otherwise. In order to maintain my stature in the community, I require the respect and, more importantly, the fear of the people. And that'll be a take. So we're starting with you. I am aware. In 3, 2, action.
I'm aware.
Well, I can't have people just simply walking into my legitimate businesses and leaving with my money. That looks bad for me, bad for business, both, legitimate and otherwise. In order to maintain my stature in this community, I
That's okay. Require the respect. From the top, I am aware. In 3, 2, action.
I'm aware of what happened. It is all over the gay community.
Well, I can't have people just simply thinking they can walk into my legitimate businesses and leave with my money. It is bad for me, and it looks bad for my businesses, both legitimate and otherwise. In order to maintain my stature in this community, I demand respect, and more importantly, fear of the people.
Okay, very good. Once more in 3, 2, action.
I'm aware of what happened. The news has traveled all over the gay community.
Well, I can't have people thinking they can simply walk into my legitimate businesses and thinking they can leave with my money. It looks bad for me, and it looks bad for my businesses, both legitimate and otherwise. In order to maintain my stature in this community, I require respect, and more importantly, fear of the people.
Cut. Okay. Lloyd, fear is indeed a powerful tool. Look at me. I'm no spring chicken. I passed my physical prime some time ago. Much of what I do is psychological. If you can master fear and make people quake in terror at the mere thought of you, then you own them. They can't touch you, and you may do with them as you wish. That's a mouthful. Basically, you want to get across that your approach to your game is psychological, and mastering fear, psyching people out.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just do that and cut. That's a long line. In 3, 2, action.
I know what you're talking about. Fear is a great tool. Mastering fear. I'm like the puma. You don't hear me coming, I psych you out, and you fear me.
You know, you and I are pretty much on the same page, Mr. Van Cleef. Now, these 3 females have stolen from me. If word gets around that someone got away with this, I will lose some of that fear and may never recapture the power again. It is imperative that I send a message. A very strong message that if you dare steal from me, hell will come from you.
That's okay. Hell will find you.
Hell will find you. Shit.
That's okay. You almost got there. All right. So back from fear is indeed a powerful tool. In 3.
Well, wait, read that thing again. So
Okay.
I don't think I got the sense of it.
Okay, fear is indeed a powerful tool. Look at me, I'm no spring chicken. I passed my physical prime some time ago. Much of what I do is psychological. If you can master fear and make people quake in terror at the mere thought of you, then you own them. They can't touch you, and you may do with them as you wish. And then it's his spiel. Okay, so let's see that much then in 3, 2, action.
You're absolutely right. Fear is the ultimate tool. If you can master fear, in fact, I'm past my prime. You look at me, I'm a little on. You're right. Fear is the tool of all tools. In fact, I'm past my prime. I use psychological warfare. I'm like the puma. I psych people out. I creep up on them when they don't know I'm coming in, and they're fearful, and as President Roosevelt said, fear is the most important thing to fear.
You and I are pretty much.
I'm sorry.
You want to look at it?
No, I was too clever. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yours.
Once again from the top, fear is indeed a powerful tool.
Yeah, you're right.
Much of what I do is psychological. If you master fear, make people be quake in terror at the mere thought of you, you own them, they can't touch you, you may do with them as you wish. In 3, 2, action.
You're right. Fear is the ultimate tool. You use it psychologically, and look at me, I'm past my prime. I use psychological strategy. I own people, I control them, and they do what I want. Yes, they do exactly what I want.
You and I are pretty much on the same page, Mr. McCleave. Now, these 3 females have stolen from me. If word gets around that someone got away with this, I will lose some of that fear and may never recapture that power again. So it is imperative that I send a message, a very strong message, that if you be so foolish enough to take from me, hell will find you, and you will be sorry.
In the words of Harriet Tubman, fear is the most important part of fear. Don't forget that.
I won't.
Cut. Very good. Okay, so now it's, you're talking to the right man, Mr. von Ruffhausen. You want hell, I
Harry
am
Thomas say
hell.
that.
Heinrich, smashing, and just to be clear, this is not a dead or alive scenario. Never is when I'm involved.
Hey,
Cut.
Ted, how are the levels looking sound?
Oh, they're fine.
So we're starting with Lloyd, then you're talking to the right man, you want hell, I am hell. Smashing, just to be clear, it's not a dead or alive scenario.
Can I say outstanding? Smashing is so.
Yeah, you can say that. Alright, outstanding.
Smashing! Fuchsia! Not really hard, tough, or anything.
Alright, so that's cool. And then this is not a dead or alive scenario. Never is when I'm involved. Cut. Alright, so you're talking to the right man, Mr. von Ruffhausen, in 3, 2, action.
I'll have you know, Mr. Van Ruffhausen, you are talking to the right man. I am hell, and I make hell, and sometimes. Keep it going.
You can go from the top, you're talking to the right man. Action.
Word up, Mr. Word up, Mr. What is it?
Ruffhausen.
Ruffhausen.
Word up, Mr. Van Ruffhausen. My name is Hell. I am Hell, and I give him hell.
Outstanding. But, so just to be clear, this is not a dead or alive scenario. What's up?
Never is when I'm involved.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so from the top of that, in 3, 2, action.
And as a matter of fact, you can call me Hell. I am Hell, and I make hell for everyone I come into contact with.
Outstanding. But just to be clear, this is not a dead or alive scenario.
No, it never is when I'm involved.
Cut, terrific. That's
Dead or alive scenario? I don't know if that's what, doesn't sound right. Dead or alive scenario?
Dead or alive?
Dead.
Yep.
More alive.
It's not English, but if you want it.